Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever looked at someone and just thought, wow, they have all the luck? It's a common feeling, right? Well, today we're going to tear that whole idea apart. We're diving into the incredible scientific work of Professor Richard Wiseman. He actually set out to figure out if luck is something you're just born with, or if it's something you can actually make for yourself.
I mean, it's a question we've all asked, right? You see some people who just seem to breeze through life, stumbling from one amazing opportunity to the next, and then you see others who are just constantly hit with bad breaks. So what's the deal? Is it all just random? Or is there something deeper going on here?
Okay, so let's look at a couple of real-life examples from Wiseman's research, because they're pretty wild. First, you've got Susan. Her life is, well, it's like a catalog of disasters. We're talking freak accidents, breaking bones, even her wedding venue burning down just 2 days before the big day. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And then, on the flip side, you've got Lee. This guy seems to just walk around attracting good fortune. He meets his wife totally by chance, and his whole career is built on these lucky encounters. The difference between them is just staggering, isn't it?
So you might be wondering, who on earth would even try to scientifically study something like luck? Well, get this, a magician. Seriously, the guy behind all this is Professor Richard Wiseman, and his background is what makes this so cool. He started out as a professional magician, one of the youngest people ever in the famous magic circle. So he knows all about illusion, perception, and how our minds can be tricked. That unique point of view is what led him to ask the big question, is luck just an illusion, or is there a real, actual psychology we can measure behind it all?
And what he found is pretty mind-blowing. Turns out, luck isn't random at all. It's actually a skill, and it's built on 4 main principles that we're going to walk through. Then we'll see how he put it all to the test in something he called Luck School.
So, first things first, Wiseman had to get rid of the usual suspects. He tested if lucky people were, psychic or something. Nope. He checked if they were smarter. Not at all. The real difference between the lucky and the unlucky had nothing to do with their horoscopes or their IQs. It was all about their mindset and how they behaved.
Okay, so if it's not psychic powers or intelligence, what is it? Well, that brings us to the very first principle, and this is where it starts to get super practical. You see, lucky people aren't just sitting around waiting for good fortune to fall into their laps. They are actively, and I mean actively, increasing the chances that good things are going to happen to them, and here's how they do it. Basically, it all boils down to a kind of numbers game. Lucky people tend to be more extroverted. They're the ones talking to more people at a party or striking up a conversation with a stranger in line. They're like these social magnets. Open body language, a quick smile. It creates this huge network of luck. But, and this is crucial, they also have a more relaxed attitude. They're not super tense and focused on just one thing, which means their eyes are open to all the other unexpected opportunities just floating around them.
Wiseman came up with this genius experiment to show exactly how this works. He gave a bunch of lucky and unlucky people a newspaper and told them to do one simple thing. Count how many photos are inside. Sounds easy enough, right? For most people, it took about 2 minutes. But, of course, there was a twist. On the second page of the newspaper, in giant half-page letters, was a message that said, "Stop counting. There are 43 photographs in this newspaper." And it gets better. A little further in, another huge message read, "Stop counting. Tell the experimenter you have seen this and win £100. Can you believe it? The unlucky people, because they were so anxious and narrowly focused on counting the photos, they missed it completely. But the lucky people, because they were more relaxed and open, they were way more likely to spot it. They weren't just looking for what they were told to find, they saw what was actually there.
All right, on to the second principle. This one is all about that little inner voice, your gut feeling. Lucky people, it turns out, don't just rely on pure logic. They listen very, very closely to their intuition. Wiseman found that almost 90%, that's huge, of lucky people said they trust their gut when it comes to relationships. Take Marilyn, for example. She had this awful feeling about a guy the second she met him at an airport. She ignored it and ended up in a really terrible relationship. Now contrast that with Sarah. She knew the moment she met her future husband that he was the one, and they've been happily married for almost 30 years. See the difference? Lucky people treat that gut feeling as real, valid information.
Now this next principle, number 3, might just be the most powerful one of them all. It's all about the unbelievable power of expectation. Simply put, what you expect to happen in the future dramatically changes what actually happens.
And you can see this so clearly in the data. Look at this. When Wiseman asked people, what are your chances of achieving a big life goal? The difference was just enormous. Unlucky people felt like they had less than a 50-50 shot. But lucky people, they were almost 90% certain they'd succeed. And this isn't just, wishful thinking. These expectations actually change how we act. If you expect to succeed, you're just more likely to try harder, to keep going when things get tough, and to be more positive with people, which makes them want to help you out.
Okay, quick test. Take a look at this phrase. What did you read? Paris in the springtime, right? Pretty much everyone does. But look again. The word "the" is in there twice. We almost never see it because our brain doesn't read what's literally there. It reads what it expects to see. And that's a perfect analogy for how self-fulfilling prophecies work. Lucky people expect good things, so their brains are literally primed to spot and create those positive outcomes, while often just glazing over the minor negative stuff.
And that brings us to the fourth and final principle. Now, this one isn't about avoiding bad luck. Let's be real. Nobody can do that. Bad stuff happens to everyone. This is all about what you do when it happens. Lucky people have this amazing ability to psychologically reframe misfortune.
Okay, let's do a quick thought experiment that comes right from the research. Just imagine this. You're standing in a bank, a robbery goes down, a gun is fired, and a bullet hits you in the arm. So just take a second. What's your gut reaction? Is that incredibly unlucky? Or is there maybe another way to look at it?
And this right here shows the huge difference in thinking. The unlucky person thinks, of course, just my luck to be in the bank when it gets robbed. They focus on how bad it is. But the lucky person? They do something psychologists call counterfactual thinking. They immediately compare what did happen to what could have happened. They think, wow, I am so lucky I only got shot in the arm. It could have been my head. They might even think, hey, maybe I can sell my story to the news. By seeing that silver lining, they soften the emotional hit and can move on much faster.
So, if luck really is just these 4 principles, it begs the question, can you actually teach someone to be lucky? Well, to find out, Wiseman did the ultimate experiment. He created Luck School. He took a group of people who all said they were chronically unlucky, and for a month, he taught them these exact techniques. And the results? Honestly, they were incredible. After just 1 month, a whopping 80% of these unlucky people said they were now significantly luckier. Think about that. They had actually learned how to be lucky. And it wasn't just some vague feeling. Their overall satisfaction with life, looking at their jobs, their health, their relationships, it shot up. You can see it right here. Unlucky people became lucky. People who were already lucky became even luckier. This is the proof, really. Luck is not some random, mysterious force that's out of our control. So there you have it. These are the building blocks. Luck isn't magic. It's a mindset. It's a set of skills. It's about getting out there and maximizing your opportunities. It's about listening to your gut. It's about expecting good things to happen. And it's about being able to find the good when bad things inevitably happen. I think the biggest thing to take away from all of this is that luck isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you actively create. And the science gives us the blueprint. So really, the only question left for you is, what lucky break are you going to create for yourself today?